Hi, fourth graders. Are you ready for your first spelling test? This is the spelling test for lesson 2. Let me tell you a little bit about how these spelling tests work. I will read you the words. You will write them down. Well, I'll read you the words and then a sentence, and you'll write down the word. You don't have to write the sentence. Please don't write the sentence, just the word. And then at the end, I'll ask you to pause the video, go back and check your work. And then you can restart the video and I will show you all the answers. So the idea here isn't to wait until the end or to figure out a different way to not work at your best. The idea is to really challenge yourself to do your very best spelling on this spelling test each week. And then if you do get something wrong, you can just draw one line through it and write it correctly right next to it. That way you can see your own progress, and then when you take a picture of it and send it to your teacher can see your progress as well. And your teacher is not going to grade you in the traditional way, but your teacher will be really happy to see how well you're progressing. Okay, let's get started. What I do want you to know is that not all these words show up on your spelling list. There are 2 words at the beginning that are called application words. That means it's asking you to take all the strategies we've talked about this week and the spelling rules we've talked about and apply them to these 2 new words. Then there'll be a whole bunch of words you know from your spelling list. And at the end, there will be 2 words that will be extra credit words, bonus words. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Number 1, you can just write number 1 on your paper and today's date. And the first word is splint. The doctor put a splint on my broken leg. The word is splint. Think about all the sounds that you hear. There are a consonant blend at the front and at the back. Splint. Got it. Number 2 is fetches. The dog fetches the ball. Fetches, think about this base word is fetch. Remember what we talked about? The sound ch. There's the sound. Remember, this means sound. Sound ch. How is that spelled at the end of a 1-syllable word? And then add the ez sound at the end. Number 3 is dressed. They got dressed for the party. Dress is your base word. You're going to add the ending to that. Dressed. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video. It's not like in class where you're like, wait, I can't catch up. Just go ahead and hit your space bar, pause me for a second, write the word down, and then keep going. Number 4 is letting. I will be letting the cat into the house. Letting. What is your base word let? Think about all the rules we talked about this week. Do we need to double the T or not before we add the ing at the end? Number 5 is lunches. We eat our lunches at the picnic tables. Lunches. Number 6 is the word scrubbed. The doctor scrubbed before she performed surgery. Scrubbed. Again, the base word is scrub. Ask yourself about the questions whether you double or not. Number 7, the word is dropped. The outfielder dropped the fly ball. Dropped. What is our base word? Ask the questions you need to ask yourself to decide how you're going to add the suffix for dropped. Number 8 is setting. I was setting the table when the phone rang. Setting. Base word, ask your questions, add the ending. Number 9, I'm excited to give you this one. The word is badge. The police officer showed us her badge. Now, what's the ending sound? J. How do we spell J? Sound at the end of a 1-syllable word. Badge. Hopefully you remember that rule. Number 10 is mixed. I mixed red and white paint to make pink. Mixed. There's something very special about mix and the letter it ends with and a rule that we have to follow. Number 11 is quitting. He will be quitting his job at the end of the week. Quit, quitting, quitting. Remember the qu sound, the I, the cat is in the chair, and then ask yourself the questions about whether to double the consonant at the end of the base word. Number 12 is tracks. Sprinters run on tracks. Tracks. Number 13 is cutting. I will be cutting the lawn this weekend. Cutting. Okay, now we're going to move into some of our frequently misspelled words and see how you did with practicing those this week. The number 14 is wanted. They all wanted to participate. We have a base word of want. Ask yourself those questions and write the word wanted. Number 15, don't. Please don't touch the wet paint. Don't. Where does the apostrophe go and what does the apostrophe replace? Number 16 is clue. I need a clue to solve this problem. Clue. I gave you a little mnemonic, a little memory device about clue. You could solve a clue, right? Number 17 is won't. I won't be attending this meeting. That comes from the two words will not, won't, put together as a kind of an odd contraction. Number 18 is though. It's cold outside, even though it's sunny. Though is probably one of our hardest words to spell this week because it truly is a sight word. We can hear the contraction at the beginning, but otherwise we really need to memorize the rest of that spelling. Number 19 is the word can't, which comes from the compound word cannot. My dog can't fetch. Can't. Number 20 is the word touch. The baby wants to touch everything. Touch. Okay, there are two more words. They are extra difficult. Number 21 is waxed. The surfers waxed their surfboards. Waxed. Now, you can really spell this word because you know what the rule is for the X, and you can spell wax. So I think this word is not going to be difficult for you at all, even though it is extra credit. Number 22, the word is knitting. My grandmother is knitting me a sweater. Knitting. Now the base word is knit. I can ask myself all the questions, but there is something also special at the beginning of the word knit. See if you can figure that out. Okay, that's it for the words. So go ahead and pause the video here. Check your spelling. Check yourself first. And then when you're ready, unpause the video and I'm going to go ahead and share the results, the answers. Okay, here I go. All right, let's look at the words here. We've got, let's go ahead and look at, that's good. There's splint, we've got SPL, spl. We hear all three of those sounds. So that is considered a, oh, come on, oopsies. That is considered a blend, a three-letter blend. It is that short I sound, the cat is in the chair. And then nt, nt. The next word is fetches. Remember, this is what I was saying. How do we spell the ch sound at the end of a one-syllable word? And of course, this is the base word. So this is the part we're talking about. So fetch, F-E-T-C-H, and then we add the z sound at the end, but of course we spell it E-S. Dressed, our base word is dress. It already has two S's, so we're just going to add on the ED at the end. Letting, let is our base word. We're going to double the T according to our rules, one syllable, one vowel, one consonant after the vowel. So double the T, add ing. Lunches, we have the base word lunch, and we're going to add on the ES, lunches. Scrubbed, here is quite, looks like a long word, but pretty easy. Scrub, scr. We hear all three of those sounds. That's a blend. The short U sound. The B definitely needs to be doubled because it's a one-syllable word with a short vowel followed by one consonant. So we add B-E-D. Drop, same thing. Here's our base word. Here is the doubling of the P and the adding of the ED. Setting, same thing. Here's our base word. We're going to double the T, add ing. Badge, this is the one I was excited for you guys to spell. I hope that you all got it right. Remember, the end J sound of a one-syllable word is almost always spelled D-G-E. Ledge, badge. I don't even know. There's so many of them and I could never think. Mix has follows all the rules except that we cannot ever double the letter X. So we just add the ED. Quit, we have the Q sound. Hopefully you got that QU sound. Short I with the T. We're going to double the T and add ING. Tracks, the main thing I hope you remembered here is that CK is the K sound at the end of a one syllable word. It is a consonant digraph, 2 consonants making one sound. Cutting, same thing here. Short, our base word is cut. It's a one syllable word with 1 vowel followed by 1 consonant. Double the consonant, add ING. But want follows everything except for that there are 2 consonants here at the end, so we cannot double the T. We're just going to add ED. Don't is the contraction of do not. So here's the word do. Here would be the word not. We're going to replace that O with our apostrophe and push it all together for don't. Clue, I gave you that mnemonic of remembering to spell that maybe you could figure out the last clue. We hear that blend at the front, CL, and then UE. Won't is the contraction of will not. Very interesting, probably from some older era in the English language. Won't, we're replacing the O here with the apostrophe, but otherwise it's quite unusual. Though we can hear this consonant TH digraph, TH making one sound, but OUGH is a sight ending that you need to remember and spell. Can't, coming from that compound word cannot, the apostrophe in this case replaces the other N and the O. Touch, this is an sound, even though usually OU makes an ow sound. And then the CH, that consonant digraph at the end, 2 letters making one sound. Waxed, these were the 2 extra words, is from the word wax as our base word. We can't double the X because we're not allowed to double the X in English, so we're just adding the ED to the word wax. I wish you could give me a thumbs up to show me you got that one. Knitting, we have to remember that there's a silent K in front of knitting. I'm not sure if you remember that. Short I sound if the cat is in the chair. And then of course, this is our base word. We're going to double the T and add ING. Excellent. You can stop this right here. Just pause it and keep it up if you need to look at it a little longer so you can make the changes that you need. And I will say goodbye from here. Okay, be well. Thanks for your efforts.